It has a nail right there in the tread. You want to be careful. You don't want to get too close to the shoulder, but hopefully we should be able to get this taken care of. That's what we're working on today. As far as tools, obviously a plug kit is the most important thing. So I'll show you how that all works. And then something to reinflate the tire. I like this pump here. A pair of snips. This is what you're gonna need. I'll show you when to cut off the excess that's coming out. Okay, so the next thing is gonna find the jack point on this. It's right here. If you've got a regular jack, you're not using the factory one, having one of these little pads is nice. It has the same groove in it that you get with the regular jack, and that way you won't bend the person's rail that runs along there. So just be careful with that. If you use a flat jack, so got that jacked up. It's not all the way off the ground, but we did take weight off of it. So this is just Windex, automotive Windex, but you can see that's going to show us the leak. Okay, so with that, the pressure's off it, so we can let some air out of the tire. Okay, so once we have most of the air out of the tire, now we're going to go ahead and pull that nail out. Okay, so it looks like it was a little sheet metal screw. And then what you're gonna do, it seems kind of crazy, but you're going to actually make sure you can clean that hole a little bit. So you're gonna take this rasp and you go down in it. Just make sure you have a consistent hole. And then this backs out. You want to make sure you have glasses on when you're doing this, obviously. Okay. And there. Clean up that area a little bit. Then the way these plugs work is we're going to just take one of these off. It's basically a rubber compound with a wire that runs through it. I'm gonna peel one of these little slugs off, and then it goes in and through. You want to pull that through till it's about even. From there, we're gonna go down into the hole. You're gonna push in so you have just a little bit of tail sticking out. Then you're gonna push down on the pad. And when you pull out, that leaves this in. Now we're gonna test, see if it's leaking. Doesn't appear to be, so we'll fill it back up with air. So when you're doing tires, you don't want to go off what the sidewall says. You want to read what it says in here. So it says it wants it at 29 PSI. So that's what we're going to put it at. So with this, you just set it to the PSI you want. In this case, it's 29. And then hit start. It shows the pressure in there now. We'll let that climb up. And then we'll recheck to make sure the plug is not leaking. And then we're gonna trim this off. So that shut itself off right at 29. So we're gonna disconnect that. And then we're gonna test this again. Make sure there's not any bubbles. So if you guys can see there, got nothing, so that's awesome. So now we're just gonna clip this down close. So the rest of this is going to just come off as drives, but get as much of that excess off of there. and no bubble. So we're good to go. We'll get that drop back down. It's repairing a nail plug on a tire.